Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news in what could be one of the most surprising and game-changing moves of this NFL season. There's a rumor swirling around that the Cincinnati Bengals are considering trading star wide receiver T. Higgins to the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, you heard that right. The Bengals, sitting at 3-7 and clearly in a bit of a rebuild mode, are reportedly open to sending Higgins to Seattle in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. This could be a major shakeup, not just for the Seahawks, but for the entire NFC West and the league as a whole. Now let's dive into this potential blockbuster. The Bengals, after a tough start this season, are in a phase of retooling, and it seems they are making some tough decisions to set their future. Higgins, a contested catch king, has been a reliable target for Joe Burrow, especially in tight coverage. Over the 10 games he's played this season, Higgins has accumulated 35 receptions for 544 yards and 7 touchdowns, averaging around 4 yards per game. His stats are solid, and his PFF grade sits high at 88.7, reflecting his ability to win contested catches roughly 58% of the time and rack up yards after catch with an average of 4.8 yards per reception. It's clear that Higgins is a dynamic playmaker capable of creating explosive plays, and he's still just 25 years old with plenty of prime football ahead of him. But what makes this situation even more intriguing is the Bengals' current offensive struggles. Despite Higgins' talent, the team's EPA per pass attempt has dropped by 12% this season, and they're averaging only 19 points per game, a significant decline from previous years. Cincinnati's rebuild isn't just about losing games. It's about rethinking their roster and constructing a team that can compete in the future. The decision to part ways with Higgins might be driven by cap considerations, as Cincinnati has about $10 million available to spend on their offensive line, but it's also about making a statement. They're shifting gears and looking toward a different future. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are sitting comfortably at 7-3 and are eyeing a deep playoff run. They're looking for that extra spark to push them over the top, especially on offense. Geno Smith has been playing well, and the team's offense is trending upward, projected to gain over 1.0 more yards in the second half of the season. Their EPA per pass with Geno has improved significantly, around 18%, which is huge for a team that's been developing its passing game for a few seasons now. Seahawks' receiving core could definitely benefit from a player like Higgins, who is not only a reliable target but also a big play threat. His ability to stretch the field and win contested catches could open up the offense even more, giving Geno and the Seahawks offense a new dimension. And speaking of the offense, the Seahawks are already showing signs of being a top-tier unit when fully firing. Their offensive line has been solid, but adding a player of Higgins' caliber could elevate the entire attack. Seahawks fans know how important explosive plays are, those big, momentum-shifting moments that can swing games in your favor. With Higgins on the roster, Seattle could see an increase in big plays, especially in the red zone and on third downs. His route running, combined with his speed, clocked at 4:46 seconds in the 40-yard dash, means he can create separation and make those tough catches that break open games. The trade talk isn't just about the present, it's also about the future. The odds for Higgins moving to Seattle have shifted from plus 2,500 earlier this season to around plus 800 now, reflecting growing speculation that the trade could actually happen. If it does, Higgins could become a true X-factor for the Seahawks, boosting their chances of making a deep playoff push and maybe even capturing the NFC West crown. A player like Higgins could add that missing piece, that extra spark that turns good teams into elite contenders. His presence could also impact the Seahawks' title odds, which are already favorable, but with him, they could become even more dangerous. Now, let's consider the division dynamics. The Seahawks are in a bit of a different place than the Bengals. While Cincinnati is in what looks like a purgatory phase, trying to figure out their identity after losing key players and struggling on offense, the Seahawks are trending upward, building around Geno Smith and a talented young core that includes receiver JSN and a solid offensive line. The addition of Higgins would be a clear signal that the Seahawks are all in on competing now and in the future, giving them a true number one receiver who can take the pressure off DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. This move could also have ripple effects across the NFC West. The 49ers and Rams are already loaded with talent, but if the Seahawks land Higgins and continue their upward trajectory, the division could become even more competitive. It's about stacking talent and making strategic moves that give your team an edge. For Seattle's front office, acquiring Higgins means they believe they're close to a Super Bowl window, and they're willing to make bold moves to capitalize on it. Looking at the broader picture, the Bengals, rebuild, and the Seahawks, push for a championship could be seen as two sides of the same coin. Cincinnati's decision to trade away Higgins might be viewed as a necessary evil in their long-term plan, but for the Seahawks, adding a player like him could be the final piece of the puzzle. It's no secret that Seattle has been aggressive in recent seasons, making moves to keep the team competitive, and this potential trade fits right into that narrative. And let's not forget about the fans and the energy that this kind of move would generate. Seahawks fans are known for their passion, their loud support, and their unwavering belief in their team's potential. Bringing in a star like Higgins would electrify the fan base, energize the team, and send a message to the rest of the league that the Seahawks are serious contenders. It's about winning now, not just dreaming about future success, and Higgins could be the catalyst to make that happen. Of course, all of this hinges on negotiations and the final decision by the Bengals and Seahawks front offices. But the signs are pointing toward a real possibility, and if it comes to fruition, it will be one of the most talked about trades this season. For Seahawks fans, it's an exciting time. We've seen the team grow, improve, and come so close to reaching the Super Bowl in recent years, and adding a talent like T. Higgins could push us over the edge. It's about seizing the moment, making bold moves, and believing in the team's potential to reach the ultimate goal, bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think T. Higgins is the missing piece for Seattle? Would you be excited to see him wearing the Seahawks jersey? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks, and I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. This could be an off-season move that defines the franchise for years to come, and you don't want to miss what's next. The future is bright, and with the right moves, Seattle could be on its way back to the top of the NFL. Keep that passion alive, Seahawks fans. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what happens next.